Good morning, welcome back to the channel Awesome Learning. And today we are going to start a new lesson, Plant Kingdom. I have already taught you human physiology, and only one chapter of human physiology is left, that is chemical coordination, that we will be doing after some time. Now we are doing plant kingdom, and just for a change, because it becomes monotonous if I only take human physiology. So let's begin with plant kingdom now. uh, Something new. So children, you know that Whitaker was the scientist who gave five kingdom system. We have done this in class 9 also, right? So five kingdoms. Out of those five kingdoms, one was plant kingdom. Okay. Now we have to study how the classification was done in this kingdom, a system of biological classification. What type of classification did they use? Now, before starting that, let me show you that what is, or let me speak about what is classification and why do we require classification. Now, children, there are so many plants on this earth, on this planet. And if I ask you that please go and study all the plants, okay, that are present on this planet, that will be a very tedious job. So instead of studying each and every plant, what we have done is we have classified the plants into different groups, and we study the general characteristics of that particular group, right? So if suppose if we are talking about aves, you remember, or if we are talking about amphibians, so in that group of classification we are only speaking about amphibians, right? We only talk about amphibians and the general characteristics that are present in all the amphibians. Okay, individually, if we study one amphibian, then it will take whole life, not even a life, because still there are so many things that are to be discovered. अभी तो बहुत कुछ ऐसा है जो discover भी नहीं हुआ. Every day some new discovery is being done. So this was actually the basic theory behind classification. Right. Suppose if I ask you, please go and bring a book from the library, and the library is not organized. So if I ask you, go and bring a book from for class 11th biology, and all the books are mixed up together, you will take, I think, how many months, I don't know, to find out that book, because library has vast amount of books. But if the library is classified, so you will straight away go to a particular almirah where only biology books are kept, and then you will identify which shelf contains class 11 biology, and you will just take out that book and bring it to me. So classification is very much required when we are studying large amount of group of, or large number of species or organisms, right? So this was why we do classification. Now I'm going to speak that what are the concept on which we classify the things or the organisms. What is the system? So children, these are the three systems that we will be following. The first system is artificial system, second one is natural system, and third one is phylogenetic system. So we will be describing each of them one by one. So the systems on which the classification is based, right? So first we are going to speak about artificial classification system. This was given by Carl Linnaeus, okay? Carl Linnaeus. Now children, earliest systems of classification. This was the artificial classification system was the earliest. That means the most primitive system, या सबसे पहला, सबसे पुराना system of classification is artificial classification system. They were based on vegetative characteristics or superficial morphological characters, जैसे कि morphology means children the outermost structure, morphology means the structure. Okay, so this system was based on superficial characters, or the vegetative characters like habit, what kind of plant it is, or what kind of habitat it requires, its color, based on color, its number, the shape of leaves and etc. मतलब जितने भी outer characteristics हैं, जितने भी morphological characters हैं, that were studied, that were used to classify the organisms, or you can say the species. So Linnaeus's artificial system of classification was based on androecium structure. Now what is androecium, children? Androecium means male part of the plant, that is stamen. Gynoecium is female part of the flower, and that is, we also call it as pistil, and androecium is the male plant. So Linnaeus tried to classify, and he used the basis of androecium. Now you can see here, these are the certain, they have given you various types of androeciums. We will describe all these types in the chapter, next chapter. Here, this is the anther and this is the filament. You know na, male part of flower, that is androecium, has two parts. One is the anther and the stalk is called the filament. This whole is called stamen. याद रखो, stamen is combined, or the filament and anther combined to form a stamen. Stamen is also known as androecium. So there are various types of stamens. One is monoadelphous, this is diadelphous. Why is it monoadelphous? Because all the stamens you see are combined together into one. So this is monoadelphous. This is, why is this diadelphous? Because there is one stamen which is separate and others are fused. So two sets. So this is called diadelphous. Here it is poly. That means all the stamens are separate. So it may be poly. Okay, then syngenesis. This all we will be doing in separately in a chapter. So basically Linnaeus tried to classify, and what was the basis of his classification? The basis was the structure of androecium. Okay. Then here, children, then why did we not considered this system of classification, or why are we not still studying the same system of classification? तो कुछ ना कुछ drawbacks होंगे, कुछ ना कुछ कमियां होंगी जो हम ये वाला system आज study नहीं करते. So what are the drawbacks? The drawbacks are, number one, they separated closely related species since they were based on few characteristics. So just because he took only one character as the androecium structure to classify the organisms, so इसके basis पे जो भी उसने classification करी, उसमें क्या हुआ, जो बहुत ही closely related species थे, जो plants बहुत ही closely related थे, they got separated. Just because of one character which he studied, उसने बाकी के characters को ignore कर दिया, वो similarities को उसने ignore कर दिया, और जो same almost related species थी उनको उसने separate कर दिया. So this was the first drawback. Then second one is equal weightage to vegetative and sexual characteristics. Of course, this is not acceptable since vegetative characters are more easily affected by environment. उसने क्या करा, equal weightage दिया. उसने कहा जितना मैं importance vegetative characters को दूंगा, वही importance मैं sexual character को दूंगा. Now what are vegetative characters? बेटा, the structure of the plant has two parts. One is the vegetative part and the other one is the sexual part. Now the petals, the stamens, and the other part of the flower is vegetative, क्योंकि they do not take part in reproduction. Okay, and even the stem, the root, the leaves, they are the vegetative parts. Okay. And which is the sexual part of the plant? Flower is the sexual part, and flower may be only the androecium and the gynoecium are the sexual parts. The petals, the sepals, these are not the sexual part. So what he said that vegetative part को जो importance मिलेगी वही sexual part को मिलेगी, right? but this was not accepted by other scientists because they said कि vegetative part तो environmental changes के साथ साथ change हो जाते हैं, right? Because of the changes in the environment, the vegetative parts also change according to the environmental changes. So how can we give same weightage to vegetative and sexual characteristics? So this was also not acceptable by the other scientists. So these two were considered as the drawbacks for artificial classification systems, which was given by Carlos Linnaeus. Then children, the second classification system was natural classification system. Now you see here, these are based on natural affinities among organisms. Okay, natural affinities means some characteristics which an organism has and which is not being seen by other organisms, or those characteristics differ that organism from the other organisms. Okay, so let's explain this elaborately. It considers external features and internal features, right? जैसे ultrastructure, anatomy, embryology and phytochemistry. ठीक है? So not only the external structures were important, they said that anatomy, okay, anatomy is internal structure, morphology is outer structure. Anatomy is when you cut a part of a plant and you see inside the if you remember, you have done those experiments where you were making a slide of monocot and dicot root and stem, or I will show you in virtual labs how to do those experiments. I will do that also with you so that you understand what is anatomy. Then embryology. What is embryology? This was also important in the classification system. Embryology means a study in which how the embryo gets developed. What is the process? How is the development of embryo takes place? That is also studied, and that is also used as the basis of classification. Okay, then phytochemistry, how the plants or how the hormones or the enzymes present in the plants are used, and how do they work inside when there is certain process, physiological processes are going on. Suppose photosynthesis is going on, so which all enzymes and hormones are used, or respiration is going on, so which all of hormones or or enzymes are used. Everything has to be studied. सिर्फ outer structure देख के classification नहीं कर सकते. So embryology भी देखेंगे उस plant की कि embryo कैसे develop हुआ, ठीक है, उसकी एनाटॉमी भी देखेंगे, उसका अल्ट्रा स्ट्रक्चर मतलब स्मॉलेस्ट स्ट्रक्चर, सेल के स्ट्रक्चर तक जाएंगे, उसकी फाइटोकेमिस्ट्री देखेंगे. सो ऑल दीज वर कंसिडर्ड फॉर क्लासिफिकेशन. Okay, example, classification of flowering plants given by George Bentham and Joseph Dalton Hooker. These were the two scientists who gave how flowering plants are to be classified. Okay, so this was natural classification system. Then children, the third type of system was phylogenetic classification system. Now what does this mean? This is based on evolutionary relationships among the organisms. Now we always have heard this, that we humans are actually evolved from the apes. So why do we say this? ऐसे ही तो नहीं हवा में हम ये बात कर रहे हैं. If we are saying, then there is certain evolutionary relationship. Evolutionary relation, first of all, for this you have to understand what is evolution. Children, small changes accumulate together, or small changes. आप ये समझो बात को कि suppose there is a very slight change which is taking place in an organism, or after 50 years or 100 years or 500 years, ये छोटे छोटे changes जब accumulate हो जाते हैं next generation में, स्मॉल चेंजेस जब एक्यूमुलेट हो जाते हैं इनटू द नेक्स्ट जनरेशन, तो आफ्टर 500 इयर्स जो भी जनरेशन आएगी, इतने सारे उसके चेंजेस एक्यूमुलेट हुए कि वो जनरेशन जो 500 इयर्स पहले वाली जनरेशन थी उससे सोचो कितनी डिफरेंट होगी. Again, to explain this, that nowadays human beings, okay, do not have that much of height. The general, a very good height is considered, agar 5'10" or 5'11" is the height, तो हम कहते हैं very good, शाबाश. 6 तो now I don't see, 6 is very rare. 6 and 6 1 or 6 2 or 6'11" is rarest. Now it has become rare. Why does this happen? Because evolution is going on. So earlier human beings were 7 feet or 8. In the era of Ramayana and Mahabharata, the human beings had the height of 7 feet or 8 feet. But now we do not find, because this is evolution. तो कुछ कई सालों बाद जब छोटे छोटे चेंजेस एक्यूमुलेट होते हैं, तो वो एक बड़ा चेंज बनाते हैं एंड एक न्यू चीज इवॉल्व होती है, दैट इज कॉल्ड एवोल्यूशनरी एवोल्यूशन. तो एवोल्यूशनरी रिलेशनशिप्स भी देख रहे हैं ऑर्गेनिजम्स के अंदर, और इसी बेसिस पे हमने ऑर्गेनिजम्स को क्लासिफाई किया. Now you see, this was the starting point, and from here 12 to 16 million years ago, this is how it was divided into two. Okay, excuse me. And then again, after 6 to 8 million years ago, again this has changed, and it was divided into two parts. And here again 4 to 6 million years ago, this has been divided, and we see that these evolved, and human being has come from apes. तो ये evolutionary relationship है. तो ultimately ये एक ही tree के सारे products हैं, and that tree, this tree to which these all these products belong, is the base, and these have evolved into different directions, and because of that evolution, so, a different type of species, you see, all these species have come from same one tree. So this is relationship. Ultimately we will say na ki we all are related. The tree shows you that we all are related. So this is phylogenetic classification system, where it is based on the evolutionary relationship of the organism. Then this assumes that organism in the same taxa have a common ancestors. तो हम सबके ये जितने भी आपके सामने फिगर है, पिक्चर्स है, इन सबका ancestor एक ही है, one common ancestor. Okay, so this is all about phylogenetic classification system. So as I told you, there are three types of classification systems. One is artificial, natural, and phylogenetic. So we will describe them more elaborately in the next video.